Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have the honor of interviewing Mike Danish, the author of TV Repair Histories. For those that don't know anything about Mike and his book, he's been a real asset to those of us who repair TVs for a living, and I've been buying his books since 1995. I remember he used to send out free samples to all the TV shops, and my boss used to photocopy his free samples and always give me a couple of sheets, and I was looking through the book and I thought, wow, I wonder why my boss isn't subscribing to this book, because I'm finding so many fixes in here, so many time-saving fixes that I thought if I ever go into business for myself, I'm definitely going to be subscribing to Mike's book. So as soon as I got started, I went ahead and gave Mike a call, and I've been grateful for it. So Mike, got some questions for you.
Okay.
Your book. You say you've been producing this book since 1990, 24 years now?
Yep. One new book every year.
So how many contributing repairmen would you say you have helping you out right now to make this book?
About 30 or so, I guess. But I've had more than that in the past, but since our numbers are diminishing, 30 is about a good number.
Now, one of the reasons I really like your book is I know that a lot of the guys that you're working with, they're doing work for the manufacturers, so they have some inside information that I wouldn't otherwise be able to access just because I'm a good troubleshooter. And an example of that, the other day I had a TV come in here, and I needed to enter the service menu, and it appeared to be a bad power supply. It was simply a matter of entering the service menu and resetting something, I guess, on the main board or microprocessor. Anyway, I was grateful that I found that tip in your book. Actually, you didn't have that exact book, but you had other TV models like it, and so it told me everything I needed to get the TV going. Anyway, your book basically has this laid out, so you've got the symptoms, you have the model number, the symptoms, and then the fix. And you've been very careful to make sure you document everything you can when somebody gives you a tip. I know you've gotten on my case a couple times when I wanted to share a tip with you and I didn't have all the information. You wanted to know what the location number was of the capacitor or transistor or whatever. And anyway, I was just holding up your book to the camera a little bit there so people could see. So I'm just curious, so you were working as a technician at one point yourself and you just decided
Yep,
to do
I did it for officially about 30 years, and unofficially I installed my first picture tube with a friend's help. He did most of the work, but I participated. That was about 1963.
So you remember back in the vacuum tube days?
Absolutely. Some folks refer to those as hollow state as opposed to solid state, but that's just kind of a joke.
I remember as a kid being able to go in the grocery store and they had a tube tester. You'd unplug the tubes from your TV, put them in the tube tester, and even an amateur like myself at the time could get a few TVs going. And
yep,
so
I remember a lot of drugstores had that, and people did that all the time, and I guess they were somewhat effective. It certainly would tell you if you had a burned-out filament, and maybe it would tell you if you didn't have any gain or something like that. But later on, you probably had your own tube tester. I still have my tube tester.
I don't have a tube tester anymore, but what I have is a picture tube tester. Remember the old B&K picture tube rejuvenator?
B&K and Centaur, yep.
I've still got one right here. And in fact, let me get my camera pointing toward it a little bit here. A lot of people out there are probably never going to see a tube tester unless they see this video. In fact, a lot of folks that are familiar with these flat screen TVs, at some point they're not even going to know what a CRT television is.
That generation may have come and gone.
Or a degaussing coil, for that matter.
That's another thing for the old generation.
Yep, or flyback transformer. Got a couple of those sitting out on the desk here, and horizontal output transistors. And anyway, so more about your book. You were telling me that you have some sort of a guarantee that if anybody buys your book and they're not happy.
Yeah, I give them a 10-day return privilege, assuming that they haven't taken the book apart to copy it or something like that. I've sold more than 25,000 books in 24 years, and only 3 were returned for a refund. One of those was 20-plus years ago. One of those was 12-plus years ago, and that 12 plus years ago was a non-service. I think they were just trying to find out if they had something for their own set. And then in 2013, I had one more return from a TV shop.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a testimony about your book right there. In fact, I was going to say, you do have a website. It's at mikestvtips.com, was it?
Yeah, www.mikestvtips.com. You can go to the website and see samples for the 2014 version and the 2015 version. And you can contact me through that website, or you can call me. The phone numbers are listed on the website.
Okay. Just holding up one of your books here. So every year you publish one book. And
yep.
This your latest edition. Let me see how many tips you have here.
1,123.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
It works out to about 3.5 cents a repair. Pretty darn cheap if you use it one time to fix a TV. I've been told that many, many times by services. I also offer free technical help to people who bought the book and they're up to date with the latest book. If they have a question, they can call me or they can email me. If I don't have that gathered the answer since the last book came out, or it might be in a book that they didn't get earlier, if that doesn't work out, then I sometimes can contact some of my sources who are authorized service centers, and they'll try to help me to help the person asking the question.
You specifically told me if anybody calls you, they must have an electronic background, right?
They either have to be in the repair business or advanced hobbyists or, as you say, electronic background, because I don't want people working on sets that don't know what they're doing. I don't want them to make the sets worse than they were to start with, and I certainly don't want them to injure themselves, but that's preferred that they have an electronic background or somebody helping them that has an electronic background if they are already in the repair business.
No, that's understandable. And also, you want me to clarify that your hours there for contact if they do decide to call you?
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, and it's 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. East Coast time, 7 days a week. I work out of my home, so if you call me during those hours and happen not to get me, just leave a message and I'll try to get back to you. Or you can email me at mikestvtips@verizon.net. That's verizon.net. mikestvtips@verizon.net. Or you can get to me by email by clicking on the right button, so to speak, on the website.
All right, very good. Well, I sure appreciate the interview, Mike, and I also appreciate all your tips. Like I said, they've
Well, I look forward to hearing from some of your viewers, and good luck on the repairs.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you.